Okay, getting back to what's been going on in the world of tech, and this is an unbelievable story. A British Columbia Supreme Court judge says a class action lawsuit can move forward over alleged privacy breaches against a company that made an app to track users' menstrual and fertility cycles. The ruling was published Friday, says the action against Flow Health Incorporated alleges the company shared users' highly personal health information with third parties, including Facebook, Google, and China. No, I'm kidding. Or am I? The ruling says the company's Flow Health and Period Tracker app is available in more than 100 countries with millions of users around the world, assisting women by tracking all phases of their reproductive cycle. The decision that certifies the class action says it would cover more than 1 million users who added personal information about their menstrual cycles and other data, including their bodily functions and when and how often they had sexual intercourse. The lawsuit alleges that Flow Health misused users' personal information for its own financial gain, claiming breach of privacy, breach of confidence, and intrusion upon seclusion, which is a phrase I don't think I've ever heard before, but boy, that sounds kind of interesting. Folks, you have any, Gila, go ahead. Some comments on this?
Oh boy, do I have feelings. As I'm reasonably willing to posit the one of us who really has skin in this particular game. Oh my God. Okay. First of all, let's start with the fact that people who menstruate have been tracking these kinds of things since before time and will continue to do so afterward. I will tell you, there was a discussion in our home, and I said, seriously, take this off your phone. Don't put it in your calendar app. Don't put it in a third-party app. Get yourself a paper pocket calendar and a pen, and that is how you track this. This is terrifying. And the idea that more companies are going to have access to this data, and they're going to track where I happen to be in a particular, let's say, 28-day cycle. And they're going to say, oh, gosh, it's 2 weeks out. Here, Gila, have some ads for chocolate. No, I am livid about this. And if I lived in Canada and frankly had been dumb enough to use this app, I would be in that class so fast it would make your head spin. I lack words for how bad and how intrusive this whole thing is. And again, if you are a person who is listening, who is a person who menstruates, or who loves a person who menstruates, or knows one, get them a pocket app, get them a pocket calendar and a pen. This is data that is, we're talking about sensitive data. This is it. This is beyond sensitive. This is not something you want to run into any possible way to wind up sharing with other people. And oh my God, clearly I'm head up and I have a lot of feelings about this. It is the most private thing you can be thinking of in the idea of intrusion upon seclusion, which I also had never heard before, but is now my new favorite phrase. No. There are places where apps should stop. There are places beyond which privacy should be sacrosanct, and this absolutely has to be one of them.
You know, you just said, I think we should record and put as a public service announcement because, yes, people need to think before they add something like this to their phone. This happened in Canada, but are we sure it's not happening in our country?
We know it is. There are so many, and with the trend toward reusable period products because they're better for the environment, that's great. When the day comes that you're out there buying a disc that comes with an app, do not enable that app. If it's not coming yet, it will be coming soon. And that is scary. We do not need Internet of Things period products. We just don't.
I just want to add, the trend, as Gila's example points out, isn't going, towards less interconnectedness or capability. And as this progresses and enhances, we have to like guard things more, not like be cavalier or say, well, it's we have to give up. Like that's the point is, like these companies could be set up now with the example of laws changing. I don't think Canada's at risk of any kind of abortion situation changing, but in the U.S., that was, I think we have covered a couple stories about apps that immediately gave alerts or guidance to people about, and other advocacy groups were telling people what to do, what to delete things, and I think that immediately happened after the Dobbs decision came down. So that's just the point. Like, okay, we can have this altruistic thing of like the market is what we plan for it to be when we do our product design lifecycle. But as hackers, like we know unintended uses are what the name of the game is. And there's a huge troll in other entities, companies, whatever, who don't want to play ball, and they will troll, in other words, play our game, but use it in ways we hadn't thought of in the design process.
You know, everything we've talked about tonight, great ideas for Hope Talks and panels. And